these?
Sure.
Ooh, what about these?
Perfect.
I'm gonna try these on. Here, hold my purse.
I surely don't remember signing up for this. Let's see. I committed to love, to protect, and to provide, but never to hold a purse. I guess this is the in the good and in the bad times that the preacher was talking about. It's like a ploy. I mean, she gets to wander all over the store, but knows exactly how to keep me in one place. And look at the place that she keeps me of all the places in the world. But you know what? Other women come up and compliment me. Say, "Woo, you special." My husband, he ain't got enough patience for that. I want to tell her, your husband is the man. But you know what the bad part is? Is that I can see the power tool department from here. But I can't get over there because I'm holding a purse. But you know what? This was the fulfillment of her dreams. You know, when she was young, she's the one that used to throw on her mother's shoes and throw her mother's purse over her shoulder and dream of being a lady. I never dreamed of holding a purse. For me, it was a cape because I wanted to be Batman.
So, man, who did you pretend to be?
Batman!
Anything with the cape, right, brothers?
Yeah.
Or uniform, right?
Yeah.
Because we wanted to be powerful, right, man?
Yeah.
We believed in being fierce.
Yeah.
Because every man wants to be a force to be reckoned with, right, brothers?
Yeah.
While little girls were pretending to be beautiful, we were pretending to be a superhero, right, brothers?
Yeah.
Frogs and snails and puppy dog tails. In action, adventure, and destruction.
Yeah.
That's manhood, right, brothers?
Yeah.
Or at least that's boyhood, right? Because God made us with testosterone. And the truth is, sisters, we can't help but be aggressive.
Yes, sir.
Because that's the way God made us. And when it came to playing games, that's all we knew how to do, was be aggressive.
That's right, now, Pastor. What about when Mama would say to us, it might poke your eye out? Man, that really made us want to play it then, didn't it? We ain't ever seen anybody with their eyes poked out. Sharp objects. Man, I thought that's why they made them sharp. Because that's how we wanted to play. And what about guns? Come on, some mamas say, I don't let my boys play with guns. That's what they say. And that's what they think. Because boys play with guns, and if you don't buy them one, they'll take something and make a gun. And if they don't make a gun, they'll even pretend that they have a gun. You know, this is not some psychological problem from watching too much violence on TV. Aggression is part of the male nature because it's the way God made us. In Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3 actually says, the Lord is a warrior. The Lord is His name. And see, I'm made in the image of God. So that's why I want to be a warrior. And just because little boys grow up, it doesn't mean that we lose our warrior nature. We still have a desire to be powerful. So when we grow up, our power is horsepowers and torque in cars or power tools. Or else we live vicariously through sports, boxing, and you know, a woman didn't invent boxing and MMA. In golf, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a little bitty ball. We got to hit something. And you know, it used to bother me that so many of our boys, seems like all they wanted was to be basketball players. But then one day I realized it's not that they want to be basketball players. They want to be basketball stars. And they want to make the last three-pointer with 1.8 seconds left on the clock. And everybody pile on because they're heroes and they're difference makers. Because come on, no boy dreams of spending 8 hours a day in a cubicle.
All right.
Boys and men dream of being heroes. And every hero needs a heroine. You see, ladies, the stuff you watch and the stuff we watch, it all fits together. You watch the romance movies where the man comes in and he sweeps you off your feet. You remember in Pretty Woman when Richard Gere at the end of the movie drives up in the white limousine to get Julia Roberts, you know, like the princess from the top of the tower, and he climbs up the fire escape. Or you remember Deliver Us from Eva when LL Cool J rides in on the white horse to get Gabrielle Union at the end? Well, we men, we watch the same movie but a different version. We watched the movie where the guy had to blow something up. He had to fight a horde of men. He had to jump out of an airplane. And he had to take out the villain before he arrived on that white horse to rescue you, ladies. Because see, we not only want to be powerful, but we want to be heroes for our women. So we want to be powerful. We want to be heroes for our women. And the third thing that we want is adventure. In real life, and guys, we know it, real life offers us few chances for adventure. And so we take it wherever we can get it. Like when you're in a car going somewhere where you've never been before.
You sure you don't want me to? I can ask Siri.
No. I know I'm going.
I can.
Good. We good.
I really don't think we're going the right way.
Trust me, I know where I'm going.
Oh, I wish you'd just stop and ask for directions or something.
Just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride.
Why do you think they made GPS? Why?
What were they doing before GPS, huh? We were doing fine without it. Yep.
We were getting lost. That's what we were doing, getting lost. Hey Siri. Which way are we supposed to be going, Siri? Take us to San Antonio, Texas.
Please make a U-turn.
She don't know what she's talking about.
We men are never lost, are we, brothers? We're explorers. And the only map that we read are treasure maps. Right, brothers? But the most important journey that we take as men is the masculine journey. And that's the journey to true manhood. I said earlier that every man and every boy needs to feel that he's powerful. And the reason that makes some of you feel uncomfortable is because our society is overwhelmed by violence. But let me say this, violence is just a cover-up for fear. And there are too many men whose aggression is only destruction. And what that is power out of control. And boys who do stupid things to prove they're men and they're powerful. And this is where the role of a father is so important. Because daddies teach little boys how to have power under control. Daddies teach little boys how to handle their temperament and their testosterone. That's why fathers play rough with their boys. And that's why fathers rough them up and get the boys to the point where they're ready, really get mad and ready to fight and ready to hit. And then the daddy says, stop. Because he's teaching him how when you come to the edge to keep your emotions under control. To keep your feelings under control. That's why fathers play rough with their sons. Because real manhood begins with power over yourself. Proverbs 16:32 says, the man who controls his spirit is greater than the man who controls the city. And there's another verse in Proverbs, and it says that the father is the glory of their children. And so I want to say to all of the fathers in the house today, Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. And you may not wear a cape, and you may not carry a weapon or wear a uniform, but fathers, you're superheroes. And I want to say this to the ladies that change in changing rooms. Superheroes don't change in changing rooms. Man, we change in phone booths, don't we? But before I close, there's someone else who affects manhood and helps us to be real men. And that's Jesus. Now I know some men are thinking, Jesus, he's a nice guy, but I don't know about following Mr. Rogers with beard. But for too long, the church has made Jesus or represented him as being weak or soft or timid, the guy that holds sheep, and created weak men. But Jesus didn't come to make men weak and timid. And we need to meet the real Jesus. Because Jesus was in the image of his Father. And remember, I told you, his Father was a warrior. And Jesus was fierce. He wasn't afraid of anybody. They were threatening his life. And he would stand up and say what he wanted to say. He said what was on his mind. And then, when they did, why do you think they killed him? Because he was fierce. Because they were trying to shut him up. And even when they killed him, he went down to hell. Excuse me, but he kicked Satan's butt. He whipped the devil's enforcers. And then he took all of their loot. And then afterwards he came riding on a white horse to rescue his bride, the church, because he broke out of hell. Jesus was a real man. So thank God for daddies, and thank God for Jesus.